Detroit, the birthplace of what was once the vibrant Paradise Valley, a neighborhood that thrived with the sounds of jazz, laughter, and the hustle of everyday life. This area, rich in history, was a sanctuary for African American culture, a place where dreams were nurtured and futures were forged. Neighboring Paradise Valley was Detroit's Black Bottom district, where African Americans built homes and raised their families in its heyday.
Acre for acre, Black Bottom is the most historically rich, culturally significant area in Michigan's history.
Alive with Black-owned nightclubs, where legendary artists captivated audiences.
Paradise Valley historically represented entertainment. It was the focal point.
The legacy of Paradise Valley is one that is rich in culture and entertainment.
In Detroit in the 20s and the 30s and the 40s, you could go on those blocks and you can have a great haircut. You can listen to a great jazz set. You can find a lawyer or a doctor or have a great meal. It was kind of a hybrid and a hodgepodge of all those things.
And obviously there was a great migration of Black folks from the South that came up here to pursue a day wage in the plants, in the automotive plants. And while they could work alongside their white counterparts in the plants, they could not live in their neighborhoods. And so thus Black Bottom was driven out of that. And then adjacent to Black Bottom was Paradise Valley, which was the area of commerce for Black folks.
These African Americans now are making a living wage. They're making far more money than they were as sharecroppers or tenant farmers down in the South. And they also have skills. They work at the auto factory, but they have cooking skills. So they open up a little bakery or a little restaurant. Maybe they are really good at tailoring and they know how to make clothes. These businesses begin to congregate in the area where Black people can own land and buy property, which is right next to where they already live, Black Bottom. And so that neighborhood becomes known as Paradise Valley by the 1930s. And it is at its height, 350 Black-owned businesses.
This is where you came. This is where you came to get your clothes. This is where you came to get your food. This is where you came to get entertained. This is where you lived. Obviously through federal intervention, that was kind of taken away.
In the 1960s, Paradise Valley faced devastation. The construction of freeways, like the I-375, carved through the heart of this community, displacing families and erasing the very fabric of this vibrant district. In the midst of Detroit's challenges, a pivotal figure emerged.
Detroit became great because of jobs. In 1923, my people came to Detroit. They immigrated from Alabama.
Young was a visionary leader committed to revitalizing Detroit's downtown. In 1978, Young brought on a dynamic urban planner from New Orleans to spearhead these efforts.
He came as mayor when the city was really in bad shape. People were leaving. People started leaving Detroit in the 50s because of the FHA program and the loans that they were giving grants to people to move out of the city, you know. It had nothing to do with the riots, the so-called social disorder, nothing. It had to do with all economics. The roads were put in, the 96s and the 94s and the 75s, and access people to get out. People built malls and shopping centers outside the city. So the city became almost a point of loss of population, you know. We started with Joe Louis Arena with $5 million just to keep the Red Wings here. We were not scared to not do what we did back in the 70s and 80s. We did what we had to do.
Under Young's leadership, initiatives like the Detroit Economic Growth Corporation were established. Young's dedication to revitalization played a crucial role in setting the stage for the rebirth of areas like Paradise Valley. His legacy continues to inspire those working tirelessly to restore Detroit's historic neighborhood.
Much of the area that used to be Paradise Valley is within the downtown area of the city of Detroit. So the Downtown Development Authority has a vested interest in, number one, telling and preserving the story and the history of Paradise Valley and creating spaces where that history can be explored and can be seen. Performers who are performing in the same ways that people performed back in the period of Paradise Valley, there should be venues.
It can be a place to incubate that type of energy and activity once again. So why is the DEGC a part of that? Well, this is in the DDA footprint. You know, this is the Downtown Development Authority, and the Paradise Valley is in downtown. But I think those who are still interested in the history of this place and make it beautiful enough and make it vibrant enough that not only those who were interested in what has happened in the past, but what does the future of Paradise Valley look like? And that's why we're so engaged.
I have been a board member in the DDA for at least 15 years. So I have been involved in most of the development that has transpired here in downtown Detroit under the auspices of the Development Authority. And there's a number of great projects for which we are obviously a part of. The new stadiums are all part of our portfolio, along with the Hudson Building.
If you come into the Vinyl Society, a lot of our art on the wall to your right when you come in is original promotional work from the clubs and bars from Paradise Valley. And so to be part of the resurgence of Paradise Valley, with the majority of us being African-American business people, is of extraordinary significance. And to me, it's more about legacy than it is like a tremendous income or property play. Like I'm fully hoping to pass down my investment in these properties to my children, and if they have children, to them.
The DDA believed in really what I had to offer, at the table, to bring back the history of cigars and entertainment, and to employ at the same time, a lot of local talents and lots of local employees, Detroiters, from bartenders to managers.
A lot of these buildings were abandoned and in a state of disrepair. So we had to put an RFP out to attract the development community who were willing to take the risk in partnership with us to allow for them to get access to these spaces.
One of the things that was extremely important to DEGC with respect to the redevelopment of the Paradise Valley District is to ensure that it's a inclusive community.
DDA has been a wonderful partner. They actually afforded us low interest loans basically for us to start the project, to actually do the demolition, as well as long-term financing for the mortgage for the property. So DDA has been a wonderful partner, and they've been right there almost from day one.
I was an outsider when I first came to Detroit and started working, but because I've done what I've said I'm going to do in all the cases that we've gone up to the DDA for support, I mean, they've been amazing. It's I don't think any of these projects would get done without the support of the DDA.
I certainly was excited to be a part of what's happening here. Several years ago, I had an opportunity to look for new space for my company. And it was extremely compelling to me to be able to move into this neighborhood with the collection of owners that are really trying to grow Paradise Valley. I think that one of the bigger critiques, certainly around downtown Detroit and how it's been evolving the last 10 or so years, is it is not necessarily a space that is obviously welcoming to all people from all backgrounds, from all races, with all incomes. And I would like to see Paradise Valley be the counter argument to that, and I think we're already starting to see that.
Live, work, play is a thing, all right? So I told you about how you can work, and I told you about how you can play, but we didn't talk about where you can live. And that is just as important as any other thing you do. What Roger Basmajian is doing is going to allow for someone who makes $19 an hour to afford to live in Paradise Valley because of the way we've structured that particular deal, utilizing the tools that we have been afforded to us, tax increment financing, and tax abatements. So it's a live, work, play environment. And I think our ancestors and those who were here before would be very proud that we've set this up in a way that gives all Detroiters an opportunity to come back to a place they're very familiar with.
Today, the new Paradise Valley Cultural and Entertainment District stands as a beacon of hope. As we delve deeper into the revitalization of Paradise Valley, we invite you to witness the rebirth of a community, a testament to the resilience culture and the enduring spirit of its people. Join us as we explore the powerful stories of the developers and community leaders who are shaping this new chapter. In our next episode, we will meet the developers at the forefront of this transformation. How will their visions manifest in a way that respects the rich history of Paradise Valley? Will they succeed in creating spaces that resonate with both new and longtime residents? The journey has just begun, and the stakes have never been higher.